Hi everyone, welcome to Medicine Note YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about Staphylococcus. Staphylococcus, you will see now about the difference between Staphylococcus and Micrococcus. The arrangement, if we see the arrangement of the Staphylococcus, it looks like clusters. But the arrangement of the Micrococcus is in tetrads. The requirement, it requires oxygen requirement. The Staphylococcus requires less oxygen, so it is facultative anaerobes. It can live without oxygen also. The Micrococcus is a strict anaerobes. Glucose utilization, fermentative and oxidative. Catalyst positive to Staphylococcus as well as Micrococcus. Oxidase negative to Staphylococcus, but oxidase test is positive to Micrococcus. The bacitracin is resistant against Staphylococcus and sensitive against the Micrococcus. Now we will see about the general characteristics of the Staphylococcus. Staphylococcus is a gram-positive organism arranged in clusters, and it is a non-motile, non-sporing organism, and it is a facultative anaerobe. All species are resistant. All species of this Staphylococcus are resistant to 7 to 10% of the salt. The Staphylococcus in all species, Staphylococcus aureus is most pathogenic. This causes most diseases, and it ferments sugar, and the nutritionally non-fastidious organism. Now we will see about the classification of Staphylococcus. Classification is on basis of the coagulase enzyme. Slide coagulase. There are two tests of the coagulase enzyme, which is slide coagulase test and tube coagulase test. If the both are positive, it is Staphylococcus aureus. The slide coagulase test as well as tube coagulase test is positive. It is known as, it comes under the species which is known as Staphylococcus aureus, which shows both positive. If one or both negative, all other Staphylococcus, if any slide coagulase test is positive and tube coagulation test is negative, or both are negative, these all comes under the one category which is known as coagulase negative Staphylococcus, which is collectively known as cons. The cons are Staphylococcus epidermis, Staphylococcus saprophyticus, Staphylococcus ludineus, and Staphylococcus xylosus. Staphylococcus aureus. Now we will see about the morphology and identification of the Staphylococcus aureus. These are spherical cocci. The Staphylococcus staph aureus are spherical cocci arranged in grape-like clusters. This is because the cell division occurs in multiple plane, so they are arranged in grape-like clusters. They are non-motile, non-sporing, facultative anaerobe, and they are catalase positive, coagulase positive, reduced golden yellow pigmentation in nutrient agar, beta hemolytic colonies in blood agar, and mannitol fermentation is positive. These are the characteristics of the Staphylococcus. Epidemiology. It is a part of normal flora. Most common site of colonization is nose, skin, vagina, oropharynx, and axilla. Leading causes nosocomial infection. The most common infection is nosocomial infection. Most common causes by surgical wound infection. Hospital strain, multi-drug resistant. Leading causes primary bacteremia. Now we will see about the pathogenesis and the pathogenicity of the Staphylococcus aureus. Due to virulence factor, it has cell wall associated protein, toxin, extracellular enzymes. The cell wall associated protein are peptidoglycan. The peptidoglycan confers the rigidity and maintains the shape of the cell, and it induces the inflammatory response and has an endotoxin-like activity. And techoic acid helps in adhesion and inhibit the opsonization. Adhesion protein, collagen binding adhesion and fibronectin binding adhesion. These are the protein present in the Staphylococcus aureus. This protein A bind to the part of IgG and make an antiphagocytic movement. Macrophage receptor on the Fc portion is marked by protein A and mediate reaction of coagulation. Bound coagulase. It activates prothrombin, the fibrinogen which converts into fibrin. The fibrin acts as antiphagocytic barrier for Streptococcus aureus and detected by slide coagulase method test. Now we will see about the toxins which due to the toxins virulence factor. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta hemolysins are produced. Membrane damage toxins are there. Alpha hemolysin, most important LDL, lethal, dermonecrotic and leukocidal. And it is cytotoxic and neurotoxic and shows paradoxical reactivation. What does it mean? Paradoxical reactivation means if we start heating the alpha hemolysin, it gets inactivated at 60 degrees Celsius and gets reactivated at 80 to 100 degrees Celsius. So it will be in inactivated form from 60 to 80, and again it gets reactivated from 80 to 100. And this beta hemolysin, it shows an heat cold phenomena. The hemolysin of the RBC began at 37 degrees Celsius and completed at 4 degrees Celsius. Gamma hemolysin is a biocomponent toxin. It has a membrane damaging properties. Delta, D for D, detergent-like action. Lethal, leukocidal, dermonecrotic action is given by delta hemolysin. Exfoliative toxin is responsible for Staphylococcus scalded skin syndrome. There are two antigenic types, which is ETA and ETB. The protease desminogen 1 present in desmosomes. The site of action is stratum granulosum. This SSS is often in children. The Staphylococcus scalded skin syndrome is collectively known as SSS. These 4S stands for this. And the infection vary from localized tended blisters to bullae formation of the exfoliative separation of the outer epidermal layer. Enterotoxin. There are 15 antigenic types of enterotoxin responsible for staphylococcal food poisoning. The incubation period of this is 1 to 6 hours. The site of action is toxin stimulates the vagus nerve and the vomiting center in the brain and also stimulate the peristaltic activity. Symptoms are nausea, vomiting, occasionally diarrhea, hypotension and dehydration. Type does not cause food poisoning, it causes TSS, type F. The type F does not causes food poisoning and it causes toxic shock syndrome. What is toxic shock syndrome? Earlier it is called as enterotoxin F. There are two types, TSST1 and TSS, toxic shock syndrome 1 and 2. The TSST1 gets absorbed into circulation and became a super antigen, and it stimulates the T cells and causes excessive production of cytokine. This TSST1 gets absorbed in the circulation. So this stimulates the super antigen and stimulates the T cell, and these T cells cause an excessive production of cytokine. Clindamycin is a drug of choice for the treatment of toxic shock syndrome given along with the penicillin or vancomycin. Clinical features are fever, hypotension, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain and rash. These are the clinical features. Now extracellular enzyme, which is coagulase, bring about a clotting or coagulation of the plasma. Side coagulase test is mediated by cleaning factor. 8 antigenic subtypes are present in this coagulase. This test can be done by tube method, which is tube coagulase and straight coagulase. The tube coagulase is mediated by coagulase enzyme, and this is due to clumping factor. Done in tube, as the name prefers, done in slide. Positive if the clot is formed, positive if the clumps are formed. Require CRF in plasma, does not require CRF. There are 8 serotypes in this tube coagulase test. There are 1 type only. Thank you. For more videos, please do like, share, subscribe my channel. If any doubt on this video, please do comment